he decided that he has to do America's part to prevent the development of these weapons that could target America. He was acting according to America's interests, which happened to cohere with our interests. And people said to him, no, you can't do that. You know, there's going to be a World War III. You're going to have thousands of Americans dead. You want regime change, you have to send boots on the ground and all that stuff. Baloney. All hokum. Nothing. I mean, all these people who are trying to prevent President Trump from doing what is necessary for America, you know, and what is important for the security of the American people and your allies. They were trying to frighten him away, but he wouldn't be deterred.
You discussed this with the other presidents? I mean, was it hard to get the support of other presidents before him? Tried?
Tried.
And what did they say? We'll just get
I failed. I couldn't get them to do it. I said, okay, if we have to do it alone, we'll do it alone. When we planned this.
When did you begin planning it? How long ago?
Oh, for me, I've been thinking about this for 40 years, you know, but, you know, I wasn't prime minister then. I just thought we have to do it, otherwise we won't survive. Certainly in the last several administrations, I've been trying to persuade.
But when is the actual planning going? Because it's quite sophisticated.
Half a year ago. Well, no, we've been working on parts of it for years, but the actual directive that I gave was half a year ago, 6 months ago.
And what's the damage assessment? Because I don't know if we know the damage assessment here, but what's
several years. We know
they're now behind several years on their.
Yeah, they were very close. They could, within months, they could have produced atomic bombs. Now we pushed them back. It's, you know, it's hard to assess fully because when we bombed Saddam Hussein's atomic reactor, it's called the Osirak reactor, in 1982. Okay, 1981. Sorry. Okay. You know what the assessment was at the time? 2 years. But in practice, it's been half a century. So first you remove the tumor that could kill you, that will certainly kill you if you don't act, but then now make sure that they don't have the wherewithal to plunge in. And, you know, we're talking to the United States about that all the time.
Any other countries say afterwards, like, you know, it's good that now that Iran's nuclear program has been damaged or maybe decimated. Have you heard from any other world leaders?
Of course. Well, you know, the new chancellor of Germany, the new leader of Germany, said Israel has been doing, he said, the dirty work for all of us. And, you know, we get a lot of messages from many governments around the world, European governments who condemn us publicly and say thank you privately for preventing these.
But they don't say it publicly.
Missiles to, of course not, because they have Islamist constituencies in their own countries and they're afraid, wobbly-eyed, you know, wobbly. Not like President Trump. He stood up to all the naysayers here. But I can say too that.
Because I'm always wondering.
I can say too that we're getting messages from our Arab neighbors.
Well, I was going to say Saudi Arabia, who has been at odds with Iran forever. Has, you know, was relatively silent. I'm sort of watching to see if they said anything.
Well, I would say there has been a palpable sigh of relief among our Arab neighbors, some of whom we have peace already and some of which we will get peace soon, I hope, that the main threat to them, which is Iran, has been, you know, has been cut to the knees. I mean, remember, Iran bombed Saudi Arabia, their oil fields. Iran is sending terrorism everywhere, everywhere. Iran controlled 4 Arab capitals. I mean, they control Baghdad, they control Damascus, they control Beirut, and they control Sana'a, the Yemeni, the Houthis, another crazy, crazed, you know, proxy. Now, and they were seemingly invincible, but we've shown in our combined action that they're very, very vulnerable. And the image of invincibility, this, you know, this neighborhood bully, all powerful, you know, we challenged the bully. We hit him right in the nose and in the groin. Okay.
Let me turn.
And that creates the possibilities not only of regional change and the expansion of regional peace, and removing a threat to America and Israel alike, and our Arab neighbors, but also it creates a possibility inside Iran. Because the people there, who've been long tyrannized, now say they have hope. And you know, if there'll be a regime change, it won't come from thousands and thousands of Israeli soldiers and Americans with boots on the ground. I mean, the people who say that are ridiculous. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just promoting, you know, paid propaganda. No, it will come from the people inside Iran themselves. And I see the cracks.
We turn to another issue. As you went to school here in the United States,
Yeah.
went to MIT, Harvard, and I'm sure you've seen what's going on in our college campuses today.
Yeah, including,
do you have a thought on this? Why is this happening?
Well, I wouldn't go to MIT and I wouldn't go to Harvard, although I attended summer school in Harvard and graduated both undergraduate and graduate studies at MIT. It's a different place together. Why? Because there's been a concerted effort to buy the faculty and to create positions that are poisonous, anti-Americans, anti-Semitic, anti-Israel. It's a systemic infiltration of funds over the last 20 years, and it's poisoned the minds of a generation of American students. And the other reason is people watch TikTok, and TikTok basically works on an algorithm that takes the worst anti-American and anti-Israeli propaganda. So it's turning young kids in America, against American values. I mean, we're going to promote socialism and communism in America. That's really going to give prosperity.
Well, look at the mayoral candidate in New York.
That's the TikTok generation. That's the generation that is fed this poisonous mixture of nonsense, both about America and about Israel and about the Jewish people. And it's poisonous, and we'll have to work out solutions to counter it. I mean, in the digital age, you have to understand that it's a different battle. We've just fought, and I've led a 7-front war, and we've been victorious. But there's an 8th front, the information war, the war for the minds and hearts of young people, many of whom have a sense of history that goes back to breakfast, if you're lucky. And, you know, they just put in their minds, they put in their minds this porridge, a poisonous porridge of nonsense and lies. And yeah, we have to fight on that war too. I don't give up there any more than I gave up on this fight.
Mr. Prime Minister, nice to see you. And by the way, I noticed you brought your wife. She's here with you.
Sarah?
Yeah, and you smile. You immediately smile when I brought that up.
Yeah, because, you know what God said to Abraham, the forefather of the Jewish people, in the Bible? His wife was named Sarah. He said, everything that Sarah tells you, listen to her. And I've usually been fortunate when I did and unfortunate when I didn't. But she's been an extraordinary partner and support for me while, she's a professional child psychologist. So she holds a job. She helps bereaved families, lone soldiers, people with disease and so on. She comes back from a day handling horrible stories of sex molestation of children. And she comes back, she opens the television, and there is the barrage. The deep left is barraging, engaging in character assassination. And she holds her own. And, after being smeared all over the years, I'm used to that, and I chose this life, but she didn't know I'd be prime minister. She didn't know she'd be prime minister's wife. My children were born into it. They received this hammering. So it's very painful to see that. But what I see is that the people in Israel gradually understood her courage, her fortitude, the support she gives me, the support she earns from world leaders. President Trump says, you have a secret weapon, Sarah. So yes, I'm smiling. And I'm smiling because so many people now in Israel and around the world recognize what an extraordinary lioness she is. I said the people, I call this operation Rising Lion, because it says in the Bible that the people of Israel shall rise like lions against their enemies. And they did. And the courage of our soldiers is beyond belief. The courage of our people, faced with a blitz like the Blitz in World War II, beyond belief. But I have my own lioness. So I'm, yes, very grateful.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.